Hi, my name is Michelle Vamos, and today I'm going to walk you through our More Acts of Kindness community service program. In this program, we're going to go over 6 different projects that you could do for 6 different organizations locally on Long Island. So the first one we're going to do is stained glass centerpieces for a soup kitchen. So usually all these programs, I come to the library and do them in person with you, but today we're going to do them virtually. So like I said, the first one is the stained glass soup centerpieces for soup kitchens. The soup kitchen we usually work with is Our Daily Bread, and they work out of the basement of the St. James Church in Setauket. So every Sunday they hold the soup kitchen, which they always need volunteers for. So if you're looking for volunteer hours, that's an awesome place to volunteer. So like I said, every Sunday they have meals that people can come and it's free of charge. So if it's just a normal Sunday, we just make different colored stained glass. And if it's a holiday around Thanksgiving, the fall, the winter, we try to make them a little more seasonal. But today I'm just going to show you the generic ones. So basically what you need is, these are called hurricanes, or you could even use a big jar, but we usually use these. You can buy them at Michael's, AC Moore, Dollar Tree. They are made out of glass. Then you need a brush, a plate, some Mod Podge, which is basically watered down glue. And then you need some tissue paper. I have cut up tissue paper. That's how we did these, but these were kind of bigger shapes. I just had these on hand already cut, so I'm gonna use small ones, but again, you can use big pieces of paper. You can also rip them, or you can cut them. If you cut them, it has more of a, cleaner look, but if you rip them, it also looks pretty cool too. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your Mod Podge. When you use the Mod Podge, it dries pretty quickly, so you don't want to do the whole thing in Mod Podge and then put the tissue paper on. You just want to work in one section. You don't want to put too much. Also, it goes on white, but it dries clear. And then you want to take your tissue paper and you're going to place it on top of the layer of Mod Podge. Do some random colors. All my programs too, I say I'd rather you make one really great one than make a whole bunch that you just kind of rush through. So you want to take your time. Again, I'll just do a little more. And they don't have to stick down totally, but you want them to more or less stay there. Okay, and then once you have them stuck on, then you want to take some more Mod Podge and you want to go over to kind of seal it on there. When you use the Mod Podge, you want to start from the center of the paper and work your way out so it really sticks those edges down. If you work the opposite way, it's going to pull the paper up and it will rip. Also, you don't want to put too much Mod Podge because that will cause the tissue paper to rip because it is pretty thin. So you just want to do a layer and again, work your way all around. And then I give the teens the options if they want to outline it with glitter glue. And then when we give these to the soup kitchen, they can put rechargeable candles, or they can just kind of do whatever they want. It's just something nice just to bring a little joy to everyone while they're eating. Okay, so the next project we're gonna do is memory picture frames that we donate to hospice. The hospice that we work with is Good Shepherd. They have local facilities. They have one in Port Jeff at St. Charles Hospital. They also go to people's homes and provide hospice care. What hospice is end of life care. So these are actually going to the families of people that were in hospice and then passed away. So again, I tell the teens to really, take your time. This is going to someone who recently lost a loved one. So really just try your best. So what we do is everyone gets a wooden picture frame. And also these are gonna go into hopefully their homes, so we don't want any like really funky colors. I try to stay neutral. So what we do is we paint the picture frame. I'd let you guys pick whatever colors you want, but you know, hopefully this is gonna go in their living room. So we don't want it to be too funky. Then you can also, I'm just going to do the front just for time's sake. But you could also paint around the edges, around the heart inside, but no need to paint the back. I like this color because it kind of gives a wood look. It is, what is it? Oh, it's taupe, but I think it kind of gives a stained kind of look to the wood. And for this, less paint is better for drying purposes. So by law for hospice, they have to keep in touch with the families of the people who have passed away for, I believe, don't quote me on, but I believe it's like up to a year. So they go drop these off when they have their meetings. So there we have our first coat. And then we are going to decorate the rest with dots. So I don't care what pattern you do it in. I'll show you 2 examples. But you're going to dot the rest of the picture frame. So you can go across, up and down, diagonal. Some people go around the heart and make it bigger. So you're just going to take your Q-tip, right? I used a paintbrush to paint the full thing. And then you're going to just decorate the rest with little dots. Just go halfway. And then with your other color, I use acrylic paint. Acrylic is the best. It is permanent, so if you get it on your clothes, it will stain, but it stays really well on the wood. So you just want to be careful with the acrylic paint. And then once it's all dry, we take the middle of the picture frame, where usually it has the picture, and then we write on the back, we write a little quote. I will show you a finished product. So here's one of the finished products. Here's another one. Again, totally different designs, but they both look great. And then the quote that we usually put into the picture frame is, "Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear." So it's just a really nice little gift to give. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the next project we're going to do is decorations for birthday boxes. What a birthday box is it's really everything you would need to throw a birthday party. So cake mix, invitations, maybe party hats, little favors, some presents. And these birthday boxes go to different organizations that help out people that maybe cannot afford to throw their children a birthday party. So the organization that I work with is the Helping Hands Rescue Mission, which is in Huntington Station. And they do a whole bunch of things, but one of the things is that they do provide birthday boxes. So we are just providing, and we're going to make the decorations for the birthday boxes. So what I'm going to show you today is a tissue paper garland. So, so they have some decorations. So this is super simple. All you need is some twine or some string, tissue paper, scissors, and I use a stapler. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of tissue paper and fold it in half, and then you're going to cut it. Then you're going to take one piece, fold it again so that it is together on the top. And you're going to cut all the way up to about an inch away from the top. The smaller pieces you cut, the more frills it will have, but I'm just going to cut bigger ones just for the sake of time. Again, about 1 inch from the top, and you're cutting through both layers of paper. Okay, so once you have the little fringe, you're then going to put the piece down on the table and make sure all the pieces are out, and then you're going to roll it. Again, just make sure that nothing is getting stuck underneath. Roll it out. And then make it flat. Then you're going to take the part you just rolled, you're going to make a little loop, and then you're going to staple it. You can also glue it, but I find the staples hold the best. Okay, so I'll show you one more time. Let's do blue. So I already cut this piece of paper in half. Then you're going to fold it again in half. Do the fringes. I also have had teens tell me that they have made these at home and put them in their own rooms as decoration, which you can totally do. But again, just really helping someone that maybe wouldn't be able to have a birthday party, helping them to have decorations. If we know that the recipients of the boxes are having a special kind of party, let's say they're having Pokemon, then we will try to make the colors coordinate with whatever their party is. But if we don't know, then we just use whatever colors we want. So again, you're gonna roll it. You want the rolls to be pretty small, just kind of eyeball it. Then when it's done, again, I loop it around my finger. Just be careful with your finger when you use the stapler. Then you have the loop. And then, once you have a whole bunch, I just add it. Let's see, start with blue. Put it here. You want to do, this one's not too long. I just did it so you can see kind of what it looks like. But we usually put maybe about 20 or 30 onto one. And then, awesome decoration. For the next community service project, I am just going to show you what we made because I actually do not have the supplies available to me at home. So again, I'm just going to show you the finished product. So what we are going to do next is the no skid socks and tote bags for residents of a nursing home. So this is the little bag. So it's a little tote bag because when the residents of the different nursing homes go out in the community, they really don't need to bring that much. They bring their ID, maybe a key, maybe a cell phone. So they just want a little bag. Also, if they are in a wheelchair, this is easier to put to have on their wheelchair than a huge bag. So for the nursing homes, where the other projects, I really work with one organization exclusively. For this program, depending on the library I go to, I contact nursing homes locally nearby the library. So again, here's a little tote bag. What we do, we'll start with the tote bag first. There are, altogether, each resident gets 3 items: a bag, socks, and then a note. So this little bag says "You are loved." What we do is we use permanent markers to write on the bag, and then we use Puff 3D paint to decorate them. So I have a whole bunch of different colors. When we decorate the bag, we put a piece either of paper or cardboard inside the bag so that it doesn't bleed through to the other side. And then I just ask the patrons not to use too much of the puff paint because these take a while to dry and I have to put them in my car. And if there's too much puff paint all over the place, my car becomes a mess. So we have the little tote bags, which again, they can put their cell phone, their ID, just what they need when they're going out in the community, when they're going to library or going wherever they are going out in the community. There's the bag. Then we have the no skid socks. So when you get older, the risk of falling is a bigger deal. So the no skid socks makes it so that when they walk, it's not slippery. So again, we use the puff paint. For the bag, we don't use too much puff paint. For the socks, we want to use a good amount to make it non-slip. So what we do is we take the sock, and again, you just really want to decorate the bottom where they're going to be walking. So I have you guys put it so the sock is bottom up. And then you can really decide what you want to do on the sock. You just want them to match so they know that they go together. And then you can make whatever design you want. Some people write things. I just had some people write left and right, but then I guess it doesn't really matter if you put the left on the left or the right on the right, but you want to just make it simple. So any kind of design. And then once they're all dry, these go in the bag. And then just a little note. You can write jokes. You can just write a little thinking of you type of thing. This one just says have a great day. Then this goes in the bag with it. And then each resident gets their own personalized little tote bag to take out in the community with them. So the next project is very near and dear to my heart. It is birthday and end of treatment signs for the patients at Stony Brook Hematology Oncology Clinic in the pediatric ward. So I actually used to volunteer there, and when I would volunteer, I would be in the waiting room and I would be hanging out with the patients before they went back for their treatments, or I would even be in the back while they were getting their treatment, spending time with them. But one thing I did on my downtime was make the signs and the banners for birthdays and end of treatment. Birthdays obviously are a big deal, like they are for everyone, and end of treatment is a super big deal. In the clinic, there's actually a bell that does not get touched unless it is your last treatment. You get to ring the bell, and it's a big deal. So for birthdays and end of treatment, the patients get to pick what kind of party they want to have. So they'll have a cake. Sometimes they will have people in costume come. Let's say it's like a superhero or princesses. They'll have characters come. They have decorations. It's just a really, really big deal. So whatever the patient, not patron, is into, they have a whole big party. So what I have you guys do is make the signs and the cards, because I used to sit there when nobody was there and would make these signs, and you guys are a lot more artistic than I am. So I'm just going to show you some of the examples. So for birthday, obviously the sign will say happy birthday. And then since we don't know who is getting which sign, we just leave a space on the sign for the child life specialist or the nurse to write the patient's name. And then for end of treatment, we write way to go. At first, I was thinking that it would be really nice to say get well soon, something like that. But then the child life specialist actually said they're sick. We don't want to remind them that they're sick. So if you don't want to write anything that says get better soon or I'm sorry or anything like that. We really just want to be really positive. So way to go is for end of treatment. So here is one sign. I tell you guys to make whatever you want. So if you're really good at drawing something, put that on the sign, because I'm sure that a patient would love it. So this is actually was made by a patron at one of my programs, and it says way to go, and she made the Pokemon characters, which I thought was so awesome. I cannot do that. And again, left room to have the name. And then I'll show you one other one. For this program, I give you guys markers, pencils, letters to trace, or you can also freehand it. I just don't have the best handwriting, so I use the letters. And here's another one that says happy birthday with a SpongeBob on it. So I can make you guys just make a whole bunch of these. You can work in a team, or you can do it by yourself. And then I bring them all to the cancer center, and then she decides, which patient would like which sign. And again, super near and dear to my heart because I used to make these, but you guys do a lot better job than I do. For this last project, I'm going to show you the craft packets for adults with special needs. So what we do is we compile little baggies of everything you need to make these crafts. The crafts are different depending on the time of the year. So today I'm going to show you the foam bunny craft. So these craft packets go to a whole bunch of different places. Sometimes they stay at the library, and the library will hand them out at programs they have for adults with special needs. Sometimes they'll go to organizations that work with adults with special needs. There's just a whole bunch of different places they go. So today, like I said, I'm going to show you the foam bunny craft. So we don't actually make this craft. We just put everything in the bag to make this craft. So the first step is I give everyone a few index cards, and I give you this, so you copy the instructions onto an index card. So the instructions are: cut out all the shapes, use double-sided stickies to attach the ears to the bottom of the large heart, attach the smaller ears onto the larger ears, put the 2 eyes on with the smaller stickies, add on the small heart and nose piece under the eyes, and draw on the eyelashes, whiskers, and mouth. So these are instructions not for you to follow, but for the recipient of the bag to follow. So the first thing in the bag is the index cards. Then I give you a whole bunch of foam sheets. And then you pick what colors you want your bunny to be. So for this one, I picked white and blue. And then you're going to cut out the different shapes. So I give you tracers, and you are going to trace a big heart for the bunny's head, a smaller heart for the nose, and then this little peanut shape for, I guess, part of the nose as well, and then the ears. So I give you like I said, the tracers, and you trace a whole bunch of different shapes onto the foam. Again, they would go together more than these. I'm just showing you an example. And then you're going to put each piece into the bag. I ask that when you cut them out of the larger sheet of foam, that you leave some of the excess foam around it so that the recipients of the bag can work on their cutting skills and can cut out the shape. Then we also put 2 little googly eyes into the bag, and then we also put some foaming tape, foam mounting tape, sorry, which is double-sided stickies, and then that's how they are able to put the craft together, and then they just need a marker to put on the face. These are all crafts that you might have stuff to make at home that you can totally make. If not, I hope you join us at the library to make some of these crafts. All of these organizations really appreciate the donations. Thank you guys so much for taking your time to join me today to learn about these different organizations and to learn how you can make these different crafts. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, and have a great day.